Katie Trotta.
Yes.
So you are a kind of clinical assistant professor.
I am.
Alongside me and some of the other people that we've worked with the PharmC IR podcast.
Yes.
So welcome to our Nature Walk
Thank you.
episode.
Thank you for letting me do my episode outside.
Yeah, man, it's
very
cool.
Exciting.
And this is like a brief episode. We'll have you on like the full sit down at some point.
This is
Discuss
great.
every aspect.
Brief episode, it sounds perfect.
That's all I want to do. Get me up. So you do a lot of things around campus.
Yep.
At Campbell. So you are the, like I said, a clinical assistant professor in the pharmacy practice department. You are the director of Bagot Wellness.
I am.
You are the director of CPI, the Community Pharmacy Institute.
Yep.
And then you just do a whole bunch of other stuff. like everyone knows that you're like sort of like a motor, so to speak, of that department. So tell me about your role. Tell me about what you do from like a student and teaching side.
Okay, so my practice site is the health center on campus. So we service faculty, staff, and students of Campbell University. We also see some community patients. We have a bunch of different specialties that we see. So we have a geriatric specialist, a bariatric specialist. We do sports medicine, OMM, which is really cool. And my role is to work collaboratively with our providers on campus to make recommendations for patients that are difficult to manage, answer drug information questions, and then also run the pharmacy. So students who work with me are generally on advanced community rotation. I also precept for intro to community in the summer. And we work in the pharmacy. We work to basically counsel all of our patients, make sure all of our patients know what they're taking, why they're taking it. It's kind of the ideal pharmacy setting because we don't have to worry about insurance, we don't have to worry about controls, we don't have to worry about money. Everyone's really nice.
No one's getting robbed.
No one's getting robbed. We all know each other. So it's really, it's perfect. I love it.
Yeah, the times that I've helped out, I haven't helped out quite as much recently, but
thanks to
it's
Wade.
always been really nice. Yeah, Wade, I mean, he's
Wade's a
rock
lifesaver.
star and a lifesaver, I'm sure. But yeah, I liked working there when I worked there.
Yes.
For sure.
Much different from a traditional community pharmacy setting.
Yeah. So you have some other experiences, in community pharmacy in the past, right?
Yes.
So we'll talk about that later on. But
okay.
You worked at Walgreens for a while. Do you still do any of that?
I worked yesterday.
You worked yesterday? Okay, great, great. I know for a while you were like, I haven't worked in like a month or so. They're gonna fire me.
Yeah. Don't let them know.
Okay, we'll edit that part out maybe. Cool. So tell me about some of the stuff that you do as far as like research, things that you're kind of interested in. What is your research focus or just your general interest in?
My research interests, so diabetes would have to be up there. I really love working with patients with diabetes and then utilizing nutrition as medicine. That's huge for me. I think that nutrition and helping people to optimize their diet to help control or even reverse their chronic diseases is really fun and important. Yeah. So that's huge. I also, we do a lot of research, or you and I have been working on a research project together.
We have.
So working with the fitness trackers for patients with type 2 diabetes to see if we can increase their physical activity and see how that works on their blood glucose.
It's sort of a slow burn kind of project.
It's the slowest burn.
It's coming along at some point.
We're hoping to revamp it or revitalize it, I should say.
Yeah, we presented this, or actually you and Dr. Mills presented some of our initial research at APHA this past year.
Yep, in Seattle.
Yep.
We got some good feedback.
Yeah.
And we have some students that want to help us out, so I think we're going to try to.
Yeah.
Beth actually asked me for some fitness trackers the other day when she was on campus.
Okay.
So she is leading the charge. Yes.
That's great. That's good to hear. That's good.
Yep.
So tell me about some of the other things that you do on campus besides research and besides teaching. What are the things you're involved with as far as like service to the school? Sure.
So one of the committees I'm on is called Healthy Camels, which is a lot of fun for me. So Dr. Pennings is our chair, and I am his assistant, also committee member. And our goal in Healthy Camels is to improve the health and wellness of our employees on campus. So we work to do things that are easy for people to do during the workday, and just overall improve chronic disease and then also mental well-being for our employees,
Yeah.
to try to improve how they're feeling at work, and improve their longevity of how long they can work here, and then also just their overall health. So one of the things that we started on that committee last year was called our Wellness Wednesdays series.
Okay.
And we had a lunch and learn. We did about 4 of them, and they were on all different topics. So we actually surveyed all of our employees to see what topics people wanted to learn about. And so our first one was called Physical Activity in a Seated Job. And so it was basically just ways to improve physical activity or just movement while you're at work.
Yeah.
Which is really important.
It is really important.
Yes.
It's so hard. Like I find myself in my chair and I'm like leaning on it the entire time. I have like terrible posture.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty awesome. Or is it a pretty good turnout for those types of things?
Yeah, so we did them actually in the dining hall. So we provided free lunch for people, and then we made it really informal. We just chatted about ways that Dr. Pennings and I led that one.
Yeah.
So we talked about things that we did, and then people in the audience talked about things that they had done. And we, I think our biggest takeaway, or one of the things that I tell people, is after lunch, if you have 30 minutes or 45 minutes for lunch, just take the last 10 minutes of your lunch to just go for a walk. And that helps to, with insulin sensitivity, it helps to decrease your blood glucose after you eat, which is so important for people that have diabetes and those that don't have diabetes, because if we're feeling sluggish for the rest of the day, that leads us into that 3 p.m. slump.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like
That is the
I always
worst.
like try to cheat my way out of it and just get some coffee
Yeah.
and like, oh, this is gonna work. And then I
Yep.
just like get really amped up and can't talk, and
Right, exactly.
which is a major
So.
problem for me, as you know.
The 3 p.m. slump hits me hard too.
Yeah. Man.
So.
Cool. So what other initiatives are you doing with Healthy Camels?
Well, so as a kind of a spin-off to our Wellness Wednesdays, we were reflecting on how it went at our last meeting. And one of our other faculty members, actually Frank Tutini from the physical therapy department, was talking about how he thinks a lot of people on campus have a lot of good ideas to help improve health and wellness.
Yeah.
And maybe we can help to deliver that to our employees in a different format than having to have them come to the lunch and learn. And so Josh, who's our GA at the health center, he's really into technology and recording.
I met Josh. Josh
Yes,
is a great guy.
He's great. He's actually going to be a first-year med student in the fall.
Yeah.
So we kind of brainstormed and came up with this idea that we can do podcasts to help to promote health and wellness ideas. And my thought behind it was kind of like when you Google anything related to health and wellness, you're going to get 1.2 million hits. And so what is actually based in fact, and what is John Smith writing an article for BuzzFeed that doesn't have any data to support it?
Yeah.
So our goal is to figure out the data on health and wellness, like trendy health and wellness topics, and present it in a way that's really easily digestible for people, and interesting, and in a condensed format in like less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's obviously very much needed.
Yeah.
Are you focusing on like Campbell faculty, or kind of starting here, or Campbell faculty and staff and branching out, or?
Yeah, so we are utilizing our employees as our guests, but we're really targeting this podcast for anyone who's interested in health and wellness. So
Sweet.
it's going to be on Spotify, iTunes,
Cool.
Google Play, all of the different
Awesome.
iTunes are podcast apps. Yeah, so it's called Health Formation. It's
Okay.
going to be
You have a
launching soon.
formal name now.
We have a formal name.
Okay,
We have
cool.
a Facebook. So if you
Sweet.
look up Health Formation on Facebook, you can find us. We've actually recorded our first episode, which is our Getting to Know You episode, and it was kind of our test kitchen episode. We had to learn how to use all of the different things. Josh is on vacation this week, so next week I'm hoping we can record our first guest, who we're going to have Dr. Pennings, and we're talking about intermittent fasting, which I think is everyone is doing intermittent fasting or wondering about it. So we're going to talk about what does the data show for intermittent fasting.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, whenever you guys are like official, or you
Yes.
feel like you want to release it to the world, so
Yes.
to speak, let us know. We have a following of 100 people.
Yes,
I'm sure you need all the help you can
we
get.
do. We do.
So, no, that's awesome. That's really good. I think, yeah, that's really cool.
I'm excited about it.
All right. So, talked about Healthy Camels and your involvement with that in the podcast. Now,
Yep.
how do you yourself actually like stay active and stay engaged and stay consistent with it? What's your strategy?
So I do Pure Barre, which is a lot of fun for me. And one of my tips is to bring my workout clothes with me to work. So I always have my workout bag packed and in my car, so I don't have to go home after work and change and end up getting distracted by anything at my house.
Dude, I'm the same way.
Yep.
I have to do the same exact thing.
End up sitting on the couch and then never making it to my workout. So that's one thing. And then I sign up for my classes in advance. That helps to hold me accountable to actually show up to them.
Okay.
Pure Barre is a lot of fun for me. I enjoy it. I think I have a nice community of women, so that also helps me to want to go. It's a lot of fun. It's a Pilates-based class with a ballet bar, so it's kind of a combination of dance and Pilates. A lot of small movements, toning. It's a really good workout, so
cool.
I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would do Pure Barre per se, but
It's for girls.
It sounds like a good community kind of focused thing.
Yeah,
And
it's good.
I like that you guys are like, you kind of sign up for it ahead of time,
Yes.
kind of be like already like into it, so to speak, already have some skin in the game.
Exactly.
Sweet. Cool. What are other things that you do? What are things that you encourage people to do? As far as like easy activities that they can do on a, not necessarily have to pay for a membership or something like that.
Right. So that's one thing I always tell my patients is you don't have to be sweating or sucking wind to actually be doing physical activity. As long as you're working at a pace where your heart rate is getting up, then you are benefiting your body. And it also doesn't have to be for a long duration. So this is one thing that I think was interesting with the new physical activity guidelines that got released. So our goal, or we encourage our patients, is 150 minutes of physical activity every week, but they don't have to do it even in 10-minute spurts. Like if I walk quickly from here to Starbucks to get my 3 p.m. coffee, that counts towards my physical activity 150 minutes that I'm trying to get for the week. So as long as you're getting your heart rate up for a couple minutes, that is all going into your bank, and then your goal is to get to 150 minutes a week. So I tell people to do little things. At the last 2 minutes of every hour, get up from your desk, walk around your office.
Yeah.
That also helps to decrease sedentary time. So remember, we want to have less than 90 minutes of consecutive sedentary time.
I'm so guilty of that.
Of being sedentary, yes. So sitting is the new smoking.
Okay. So sitting and smoking is a no then?
Yep.
A definite no.
Yep,
Okay.
definite no. Sitting and smoking, yeah, that's really bad. So I tell people to do that. And then also after lunch, take the last 10 minutes of your lunch to do a lap around campus.
Okay.
That's another thing that you can do. One thing that I heard this at a conference one time. So I was at a talk on physical activity, and it was actually a professor from Pitt, and he was saying how they have a huge office where everyone works, and everyone has a printer at their desk, but everyone's computer is hooked up to someone else's printer.
Okay.
So every time you print something, you have to walk across and go get it from whoever's printer.
That's a smart
prints
idea.
to. I think it's kind of fun.
You get to communicate with everybody.
Yeah.
Like you're not just like I get into a tendency of being in my office and not communicating with anybody else except for like typing emails out and.
Right, and then you don't have to email that person. You can just chat with them when you go and get whatever you printed.
That's great.
Right.
Yeah. Sweet.
So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Katie, thank you so much for walking in the woods with me today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good to hear about.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't have to be sitting in my cold drug information center.
We should walk in the woods more often.
We should. We gotta take what you're telling me to heart.
Yes.
And get out here more often. Start walking after lunch maybe. And
Connect with nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks. Anything else you want to give a shout out to?
Well, just a shout out to my podcast.
Yeah,
Health
for sure.
Formation.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my students who've been filming me.
They're amazing.
Walking in the woods.
They are.
They're
doing a great job.
Yeah. So
this is a skill you didn't think you would learn on your drug information rotation.
I know it's a pretty dangerous rotation. We almost had a couple spills and falls.
Yeah, but
Diana
you know
almost died.
Learning new skills, it's important.
So thank you, Diana and Jenna. I appreciate it very much.
Yay.
So, cool. Anything else? Any tips to the viewers, the listeners?
So I can give you my 3 tips for healthy living.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 1 is to always eat more plants. Number 2 is move more. And then number 3 is to prioritize self-care. So that can look different for everyone, but the most important thing is to take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you can't take care of anyone else.
Yeah, very true.
Thanks.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.